Hi guys, it's me Armand, and I am in my swimming clothes because I'm going to go swimming. But before that, I'm going to talk about some awesome underwater animals. First up, we have the walrus. Walruses are incredibly powerful animals. Walruses are incredibly powerful animals, and they're fascinating. Those large teeth can be used in mating to impress the females and in defense against predators such as polar bears. They have incredibly thick skin, and when they go underwater, they'll even use their teeth and whiskers to navigate food and then rip it apart. They show incredible signs of intelligence and are actually the smartest members of the pinniped family or seal family, and pinniped means flippered ones. They're also incredibly strong, and sometimes when they can't find clams and stuff, they'll even prey on smaller seals. Crazy, right? They're found mostly in the Arctic. Next up, we have the elephant seals. The larger one is the southern elephant seal, and the smaller is the northern elephant seal. They can weigh up to 4 to 5 tons. Really big. They're one of the largest carnivores on the planet, and they have these incredibly large noses and will fight, and they have 6-inch thick skin, making them incredibly powerful, and their skin is thick to penetrate. So what if it does manage to grab one of those pieces, they'll rip it apart, and the bigger the nose, the more attractive they are. And when they win the battles, the dominant male, the one who stands on top, will get all, or at least way more than half of the female population, so he can pass on his bloodline. And they have incredibly wonky noses. They use to make they use to resonate calls as warnings and as mating calls. Next up, we have the Humboldt squid. Humboldt squid actually can grow up to the size of a man, and they'll sometimes hunt in congregations. And they can grow up to 6 feet or 2 meters and weigh 50 kilograms or 110 pounds. And they're incredibly intelligent animals with a bite force that's stronger than a lion. They have one of the strongest bite forces in the world. From 1897 to 1898, there were reported Humboldt squid attacks, and their scientific name is Discus gigas, and they go by many other names, such as the jumbo flying squid, the poto, and the Diablo rojo. And if my memory serves me right, rojo means red, so it's red something. Then we have the Glocus. Glocus atlanticus can be classified into 4 subspecies: Glocus benneti, Glocus marginatus, Glocus mcfarlani, and Glocus thompsoni. And they'll even eat another of these animals on the list, which is the Portuguese man of war. They look like jellyfish, but they're actually made of small animals called polyps that make up their structure and serve different purposes. So it's not one big animal, but bunches of tiny little animals. They're incredibly venomous because of their stingers and can kill. I'm not kidding you. But for some reason, the Glocus can actually eat their tentacles. Why? Because they have a stomach that takes in the toxins, and and reaches them out and expands them to its skin, giving it its own defense mechanism. So if they're not born with toxins, they just acquire them by eating animals who already have toxins. Then we have Cycrolutes marsitis, also known as the ugliest animal on the earth. Poor guy. Its real name is the blobfish, and they're found at incredibly low depths. And basically, since they're made of gelatinous goo, they'll just float and bob around, eating whatever they can find. And sometimes even there's the Yeti crab, who will pick up bacteria with its spiny claws. And they're fascinating animals, especially in the deep. Some animals, like some jellyfish, can even change their genders. So they'll be males when they're young, but males and females, and then females. They're hermaphrodites. So are sponges. There are lots of animals in the sea that we could have covered, but I decided to stick to these few. If you want to learn more, go to Google, and I hope you have and I hope you learned some good information. Make sure to send a like, tell me what you think in the comments below, and subscribe. See you later, and bye. Hold it. Before you subscribe and all of that, there are two animals I just could not forget. Number one, the lobster. It's an incredibly weird animal that basically resembles the great state of Maine. And one of the weirdest facts about it is that it pees with its face. There are urinary glands located on its cheeks, and so basically when it needs to pee, it just does it with its face, which is just gross. And when they're in trouble, their incredibly powerful tail will flick a jet of water and it'll go ricketing back. They start out as small eggs floating in the wind, and then they go through this life cycle. They have two claws, the crusher and the ripper. The crusher obviously crushes things, and the ripper, which is incredibly sharp, rips things apart. If you got pinched by this thing, which animal enthusiast Coyote Peterson did in the name of science, it would hurt incredibly hard. A ricket of pain would be shooting through your arm. They have lots of armor that defends them and so they're not vulnerable. They even have it above their eyes. It's like a head plate. And yeah, they're really powerful animals. And nobody knows, but people say that they can live up to 100 years, and they could grow to a big size in that time. And honestly, lobstermen are actually conservationists. If a lobster is pregnant or if it's under the size limit, they'll just let it go. They only need really big lobsters. Next, we have the starfish. The largest is Pycnopodia helianthos, which has 3 world records, which is the most arms of any animal, the largest starfish, and the longest one. It can weigh up to 11 pounds and can be from 40 inches in length. It's incredibly big. It's a monster. Have you seen that thing? It's huge. And then there's the crown of thorns starfish. It poses an incredibly dangerous threat. It poses an incredibly dangerous threat to coral reefs. People have had to handpick them, and they have incredibly sharp spines. They'll expand and eat reefs, so that's why scientists are trying to keep them under control. Did you know starfish can they'll take their stomachs out, and they're related to another Cynardian, the anemone, who has one hole where it defecates or poops and eats out of the same hole, which is just disgusting. And I hope now it's the end. Now you can subscribe, send a like, tell me what you think in the comments below. Later and bye.